Gabe, you're on your right.
Kellen, if you could just take us through not getting points to start the first half, and then what you saw the second half when you popped the 12-yard run, and then turn it over, and then you get sacked and fumble. Just the start of both halves, how tough that was to overcome.
I feel like that's always hard. I feel like even since last year, one of the biggest things that we need to focus on is getting started early, and whether that being in the run game, the pass game, but just putting points up on the board early and, putting pressure on the opposing team instead of, us always playing behind or, always equal, just putting pressure on the other team. And so that, they have to drive and, go 90, go 80 on our defense. So that's something that we're going to have to clean up.
Kellen will go to the left to Justin.
Kellen, I know you guys got behind, but also no running game. I didn't have a running game at Clemson, didn't have it today. Just how much pressure does that put on you? And, I know you threw for a lot of yards, but do you feel that the game's all on your shoulders at that point when you just absolutely don't have any running game?
I don't think so. I feel like, we always have a good balance, but, we got to find a way to get that running game going, and still we can be more consistent in the passing game. So just as a whole offense, we got to figure it out, and, we're not pointing any fingers ever, and, we're a collective unit, and me, Coach Fisher, Coach Dickey, and the coaches, we got to find out what's going to be best for us.
Go to the left side with Zach, and then to Olin and Sean.
Kellen over here to your left. So in that second half, at least late, what was Auburn doing differently that allowed you guys to get the yards and rack up the points that you weren't able to do in the first half and third quarter?
I think that was a big part of us, just playing with more focus, playing with more detail, and, just getting lined up quick. And, a lot of we always talk about just running our base stuff. We just, had to execute. And so I feel like when the game's on the line, that's how we had to play in the first half, just like the game is on the line.
Got a couple questions at TV Row. Both have questions.
Kellen, you guys seem to get in a rhythm late when you guys started to pick up the tempo on offense. Do you like going faster sometimes, especially at the end of the games where the defense can't get set?
At times I feel like that's a good thing. When we can get lined up fast and, throw the ball down the field. And I thought we did a really good job at the end of the game like that. Sometimes, when you're going fast and, it's kind of hard to, running game and, checking plays, that can be hard when you're going so fast. So, I feel like, we have a good balance, but we just got to find out what's best for our offense right now.
I'm going to stay in the back at Daryl.
Kelly, can you talk about how disappointing it was to have scoring opportunities, then you have to try to settle for a field goal, and then you don't even get the field goal? To come away with no points when you're down there in that red zone or down there close when against Auburn you need all the points you can get?
Yeah, I think, as an offense, something that we need to do better at is converting in the red zone. And, I feel like we just, as a collective unit, we got to just do better and find out what we do best. And but we'll get it fixed.
On the left side, Olin.
Yeah, Kellen, what little run success y'all had, a lot of that you provided. So when you say you're going to have to do what you can to get the running game going, how much do you think is that going to include you being a bigger part of that?
Sometimes it comes off scrambles, or sometimes it's design runs, or even zone reads. So just being versatile like that, we'll look at the film and see, what we think we could do better as an offense, and see if I need to be involved more in the run game, or just we don't really know as of right now, but we'll figure it out as an offense.
We're in the middle of Sheehan, and then to Travis.
Kellen, earlier in your career, you were more comfortable kind of putting down the ball and running with it and scrambling. What does Coach Fisher tell you about that? Are you kind of coached to keep your eyes downfield a little bit more? Or do you feel like you shouldn't maybe scramble as much, or what exactly is he telling you?
He always talks about reading coverage and feeling pressure. So, a lot of times, when those gaps, people up in the stands, they see take off and run, but those gaps, especially with that defensive line, they close quick. So, just continually just got to trust my eyes and trust my offensive line and offense.
We're in front to Travis.
Two questions. First, how would you just rate your performance today?
I don't know about that. I don't know, honestly.
And then secondly, with a game that y'all were favored to win, do you feel like that there is a little bit more pressure or just feel like a missed opportunity as you look ahead towards improving your record from last season and even getting bowl eligible?
I don't feel like there's any pressure on us. No matter what, like I said, every week we got to take it 1 week at a time, do a great week preparing. And so now we got Arkansas. We need to find out, what we can correct from Auburn, move on, and get ready for Arkansas.
One more question with Justin.
Kellen, I imagine you guys have somewhat of a scripted play sheet heading into a game. I'm just wondering how closely y'all are sticking to that, and versus when you start so slow, I mean, how much you and Jimbo kind of trying to figure out other ways to get going, because it just seems like first half in these big ball games you start so slow.
Yeah, we usually have something, scripted to find out exactly what we want to run. But then also sometimes he just goes off what's off the top of his head. So I mean, there's always a balance to that. So that'll always change, and we'll just never know. Just depending on the game plan.
You can't pinpoint why you start slow, do you think?